I'm going to show you how to get studio quality sound out of a karaoke speaker.
You shout it out, but I can't hear a word you say.
I'm going to combine a top microphone, reverb, compressor, preamp, and a powered speaker to create the perfect standalone karaoke setup.
But all your bullets ricochet.
Here's the key to making you sound good. With the compressor and reverb, this will sound better than any karaoke bar you've ever been to. You can connect any audio source like a phone or home theater receiver, and you can follow the lyrics on your TV, your tablet, mobile device, laptop. Here's how to set it up and use it to get fantastic sound. I'm recommending the SE Electronics V7 microphone. We're going to run the microphone through the FMR Really Nice preamp, and then process that audio with the FMR Really Nice compressor. After running the signal through the compressor, we're then going to feed it into a reverb pedal, the Strymon Big Sky, which I just love the sound of this thing. And it has a bunch of different reverbs that you can select from built into it. And you can control a lot of different parameters of the reverb. It's so much fun to play around with. And then we'll feed that into the speaker. The speaker we'll be talking about is the QSC CP12 powered monitor. It's definitely a beast. It's a professional monitor for a practice or performance space, so it can get insanely loud if you want it to. But the nice thing about it is we can plug multiple devices into it and kind of use it as a mixer. To show the lyrics on my TV, I used an Apple TV and shared the screen on my phone. I chose a karaoke video from YouTube. The music was coming through the speakers of my home audio system. Alternatively, you can play the music through the karaoke speaker by connecting the audio source to the 3.5mm TRS jack. Let's try out the Big Sky Reverb. Some settings that I think work really well on the reverb are to set the reverb to plate, the decay to 1.25 seconds, the pre-delay to about the 8 o'clock position, and the mix at 12 o'clock. This is a good starting point, and then you can tweak the settings from here. I've connected it in line so that I can demo it with my voice. I gotta put on some headphones for this. I'm gonna switch it to Hall. Hello, testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Now we've got a little bit of Hall reverb. I can adjust the decay here, which is how long that the reverb will last. Let me go longer, 1.5 seconds. Here we go. You can see this is basically how big the room is that we're in. Whoa. We also have pre-delay. You can think of pre-delay as it's the amount of time before the reverb starts. If I increase that, the echo takes longer to start. We can go to an extreme. We can go to an extreme. I'm going to turn that back down. The mix is how much of this you want. If we turn it all the way, this way is dry. So the reverb's basically being bypassed at this point. And as we increase it, the amount of the effect becomes stronger and stronger until this is completely wet. There's no dry signal at all. It's mixing the dry signal with the wet signal. But yeah, this is a lot of fun to play around with. I like a plate reverb a lot as well. So that's the reverb. Now let me show you a little bit of the compressor. What is a compressor? Why do we want to use a compressor with karaoke? Some people sing louder than others, and some people have a crazy dynamic range, meaning they sing some parts really loud and other parts really quietly. So what the compressor does is it increases the level of the quiet sounds and decreases the level of the louder sounds. So you end up with a more consistent or compressed dynamic range in the audio signal. If you want to skip the part on how the compressor works, here are some quick settings to get you great results for karaoke. Set the threshold to -10, the ratio to 10:1, the attack to 0.4, and the release to 0.1. Then engage the Super Nice button.
Welcome me in, say hello to the demons and dragons. Gravity pulls me in, I will find a way out.
I already have a compressor on this recording, so first I'm going to turn that off. Let's bypass the one that I have. So now this is a clean signal. Now I'm going to run this through the FMR Really Nice compressor. You can see currently I'm bypassed. I'm going to turn off the bypass, and now you can hear me compressed. You probably mostly notice a gain change here. A good starting point for this compressor is to have all of the knobs pointing at the 12 o'clock position. Let me turn up the gain a little bit. This particular compressor has a threshold, a ratio, an attack, and a release. The threshold is the amplitude at which you want the compressor to kick in. The attack is how fast the compression kicks in, and the release is how quickly the compressor lets up. This compressor also has a super nice mode, which makes the compression more subtle. It's their secret recipe. So you can turn on super nice and then run it through your reverb, and you have some really nice sounding compression. This little compressor it sounds fantastic. If I were to speak loud with a compressor enabled, it doesn't blow out your ears. And if I'm to speak quietly with a compressor enabled, it still picks up the signal. That's why a compressor is so good for karaoke. You might have one person that grabs the microphone and just starts yelling into it, and the next person sings a little quieter. Or you might have one singer that's just really dynamic. You're going to need some cables to connect everything together. I'd recommend 2 shorter TRS cables, 1 long TRS cable, and an XLR cable for the microphone. If you're going to hook the speaker up wirelessly, instead of that cable, you could buy this Sennheiser wireless microphone transmitter and receiver set to make any dynamic microphone wireless. If you're using a microphone that requires phantom power, you can't use this, but if you're using a dynamic microphone, you can. The first thing that you're going to want to do is plug the microphone into an XLR cable. Then you're going to want to plug the other end of that XLR cable into the back of the preamp. We're going to use channel A here. This is a 1/4-inch TRS cable. It's the type of cable that's divided into 3 segments on the end of the plug. And we're going to use it as what's called an insert. What that means is that this single cable is both the input and the output. So the signal will flow out of the preamp into the compressor and then back out of the compressor into the preamp with a single cable. It's a simpler setup, and it's one less cable that you have to buy. So plug this TRS cable into the insert jack on the back of the preamp, and then plug the other end of the cable into the left in channel on the back of the compressor. Next, we're going to add the reverb to our signal chain. Take another TRS cable and plug it into the preamp's output, and the other end of this cable goes to the left in jack on the Strymon Big Sky. Now you're going to want a cable that's probably a little bit longer, and this is going to go from the reverb pedal to the speaker. Plug this into the left out channel on the back of the Strymon Big Sky. At this point, you have a complete signal chain from the microphone to the preamp to the compressor to the reverb, and it's ready to flow into your speaker. Let's make sure everything's clean here. Now plug the other end of that TRS cable from the left out of the Strymon Big Sky into the first channel of the speaker. This is channel A. Here I'm going to show an example of how to use your phone. I have an iPhone, so I have to use this stupid adapter. You'll also need this 3.5 millimeter TRS to TRS cable if you want to plug a phone or a tablet, a laptop, or some other device into the speaker at the same time. Now let's power everything up. Grab all of your power cables, round them all up, and plug the power adapters into the backs of the devices. For the FMR devices, make sure that you use the correct adapter, the one that came with it. Some models take different power adapters than others depending on which generation that you have. I like to plug everything into a single power strip, and then I can turn the entire system on and off with a single button. So go ahead and turn the power on, and you can adjust your gain control on the back of the speaker. If you want to add a second microphone to this setup, It's incredibly easy. All you need is the microphone and a second set of the cables. 2 short TRS cables, 1 long TRS cable, and an XLR cable or wireless setup. To add the second microphone, connect it up the same way that you connected the first one, only using the second channel, channel B this time. So use channel B on the preamp, go into the right side of the reverb, use the right insert on the compressor, and plug it into channel B on the back of the speaker. You can now adjust the levels between the 2 singers either with the preamp or with the gain control on the back of the speaker. Now it's time to try this thing out. If you're getting something out of this video, it would really help me out if you'd subscribe and hit that like button.
Forgive me for what I said. I didn't mean to hurt your soul. Welcome me in to your darkness. Welcome me in to your soul. Welcome me in, say hello to the demons and dragons. Gravity pulls me in, but we'll find a way out. Welcome me in to your darkness. Welcome me in, get a taste of your soul. Gravity pulls me in, but we'll find a way out. Welcome me in, get a taste of your pain. Welcome me in to your darkness. Welcome me in, get a glimpse of your soul. 'Cause you are what moves me. Welcome me in to your darkness. Welcome me in, get a taste of your pain. Welcome me in, say hello to the demons and dragons. Gravity pulls me in, but we'll find a way out. Welcome me in to your darkness. Welcome me in to your darkness. Welcome me in, get a taste of your pain. Welcome me in, say hello to the demons and dragons. Gravity pulls me in, but we'll find a way out. Welcome me in to your darkness.